Good evening, everybody. This is Vonda Evans. What's up? Coming to you live. What's up with you? What's up with y'all? Let's see what we got going on. Trying to see what we got going on. See what we got. What we got. Okay, let's see. Okay. All right. Let's see who we got, coming in on here with me. All right. Let's see. Uh, Okay, here we go. And that's what she wrote. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see who we got checking in. Okay, Tyree from Gibbons, Alabama in the house. Who else we got? Stephanie Lynn. Hey again from Brooklyn. Okay. Who else we got? Okay. Hey again. Okay, I'm waiting. I did get a little late start. I had a lot of things, little running around to do. We got a nice little weather break, so you know how that is. You be wanting to do everything and get busy. So that's what I did today. So let's see who else we got chiming in. Okay, Jerry McCray from North Carolina. Okay, how you doing? Let's see who else we got going here. Teresa Sherman from Dallas, Texas. Let's see. All right. Oh, goodness. This phone is getting bad. I have to get a new one, son. Okay, let's see. Cool. Just want to put it on. Okay, now check this out. I'm going to jump right into this because this has been on my heart. So many times I'm listening to my ladies. I'm very, very sympathetic to my ladies. And God really had to deal with me. Greetings from Detroit. Hey, Pat. And God really, Ruth from Pennsylvania. And, you start to reflect on your life and you think of all the things that you have done, the kindness that you have shown to others. And you just wonder, when you look at your life, you say, well, this is not really where I wanted to be. I wanted to be married in a committed relationship. I wanted to, many of you may have wanted children. Some of you may not have wanted that. But at this point in time, I just want a companion that we can just, be booed up with and things is right. You know what I'm saying? And we just, we at a good place. We taking trips, our bills getting paid. And that's really what I want for myself, And I was taken back to a situation that occurred with me and a conversation that I had with God in my chambers. So, I'm like, God, listen, I am a servant. Okay. I know, thank you for the job. Okay. But I cannot be telling people about God and stuff on this bench because it is a separation of church and state. That's just how it is, God, okay? And I surely can't be telling these people from Grosse Point and St. Clair Shores about God and doing all this stuff. There's something known as the JTC, which is the Judicial Tenure Commission. And then they're going to be telling me, you there for the law. You there to impose the law that you have been elected to do and get that straight. But God told me, he said, daughter, I put you in a position. when people didn't think that you deserved it, when you didn't think you deserved it. I called the unqualified between the two of you and you and your opponent to put you in a position of authority to do my will, not your will. So let's not get this twisted. You are a servant of me that happens to serve the community. I said, oh, I get you. So as I'm thinking about where I am in my life, wanting to, maybe perhaps have been married or, had a significant relationship, I brought that to my remembrance. And you know what he told me? He said, you on assignment. I said, what? He said, you're on assignment. I thought about when I was young. When you are young, and many of you all have children, you would not think to put a backpack that weighed 5 pounds on your toddler's back. It'll break their back because they're not built for that. But as they get older, you have a greater level of expectation. You go to the emergency because your loved one is experiencing, hey, Michael Garner, Deborah, and Miss Queen, hey, how y'all doing? They experiencing some heart problem. They saying they can't breathe. And you get to the doctor, and the doctor panic. The doctor say that we got to do surgery, and the doctor starts crying because they see blood. You be like, what the hell is this? Because you expect from their training that they are equipped for their assignment. You don't expect no doctor to be afraid of no blood. You don't expect no doctor to pass out because they've been trained to do their assignment. So have you. So have I. I said, well, damn. Well, wait a minute. Hold on for a minute. God, you call me to be a parent. Then my child was in a car accident that ended their life. That assignment is over with, daughter. When I was a judge, I needed to, in order to complete my assignment, I needed a gavel. I don't need that no more. I needed a robe. I don't need that no more because that assignment is over with. And what you want to do is you don't realize God saved your life, spared you from cancer, from a stroke, not so you can be out here laid up with your boo. You on assignment. And you are expected, whether you Christian, Muslim, Christian, Muslim, Jewish, whatever, you got an assignment on your life. And you worried about getting booed up, and you worried about who ain't holding you in the bed. And God is like, you got life twisted. We here to serve God. God ain't here to serve us. You know that car accident that you survived that could have killed you? Oh, I know. What about that cancer? You know, when you was at the 3rd stage and your cousin had a lump in their breast and they dead and you alive. And you talking about you want a boyfriend. You want a girlfriend. Baby, you are on assignment. God called you to do a certain. No, that ain't my job. See, yeah, he called me to be, a teacher, but I'm talking about my personal life. What? You're on assignment. And God did not spare you so you could be booed up. God did not spare you so you can be crying about the fact that you ain't had no sex in 5 years. God ain't. What? What? And here's the situation. When God give you a testimony, what you go do? You go hide it. I don't want to tell nobody. I don't want to share my testimony. I don't want people to know I almost died and God called me back to life. I don't want people to know I was an alcoholic and God called that bottle out of me. I didn't want nobody to know I had a sex problem and God called me from that. I don't want nobody to know that. I don't want nobody to know that I lost my child to suicide. I don't want nobody to know that my brother and my mama got mental illness. I don't want nobody to know that. That's a secret. And the enemy like, yeah, go ahead. Because see what the enemy meant for evil, God is telling you, you survived that. God chose you to be responsible, to be an overseer of your children. Now, if God say that that's my child, and I call my child home, you ain't got nothing to do with that. Because them children belong to God. They don't belong to you. When the last time you breathed life into anybody? Power of life and death ain't in your tongue, it's in God's. But you love God because you got a PhD. You love God because you a doctor, you a lawyer. You love God because you a teacher. You a love God. What? You love this world more than what you designed to put here because you got it twisted. And instead of being able to think about how can I make people's life better? How can I, God will put you in a situation and he'll say, go say such and such to somebody. I'm not saying that. You on assignment. You arguing with God. We got to take an understanding that we are on assignment. God don't mind you having no nice cars, no minks, no fur, but that ain't what you here for. You're not here to live happily ever after. If that come, that come. God called Paul. He said, look, I don't need you to have no wife because you on assignment because these other ones, they've got all scared and everything. I need you to pull everything together because you about that life. And a wife gonna get you distracted. Go ahead and write what is it? 10 of them books in the Bible. Go ahead, baby. Do that. Because I know I can trust you. Because you bought your life. Because he understood he was on assignment. It took them other disciples that Jesus died to get it. You raising people from the dead, you still talking about some when you become a king of this world, make me your right hand. What? They got it later. And you sitting up here, going to church, going synagogue, going to life's not fair. What I look like going down to Frank Murphy with my robe on and my gavel? Daughter, that assignment's over with. They be done put me in jail. When that assignment is over, thank God, what's the next? What are you ready for me to do now? That's maturity. Here, y'all 50 and 60 talking about some six. Well, I ain't got no man. You damn near out the game, and God like, come on in the last quarter, baby, pull yourself through and understand why you here. We're not getting it because we too concerned about the carnal. We too concerned about how we gonna get our body done. We too concerned about getting that BBL, and we 100 with a BBL, okay? Thinking that that's gonna, girl. And here you done lost your children. You done survived cancer, but you don't want to tell nobody. My mother was just she says, you're really not going to tell people that the last grade that you completed was 9th grade. I mean, your dad and I are teachers. You're really not going to tell people that you used to hang out in garages and get drunk all the time when you were in the 9th grade. You're really not going to tell people that, your ex-boyfriend or was a gangbanger. You're really not going to tell, yeah, because I survived. What could have killed me? So I'm here to tell people, guess what? I was able to do the extraordinary Because God took the unprepared, the unlikely, a person like me, a bum like me. A bum like me, yeah. Last grade you completed was the 8th grade. You graduated from high school, thank you, Lordy, with a 1.997. Well, almost 2 points. But I got it together. And I went away to school. And you know what I said? I said, God, I'm going to tell people my story. I'm going to tell people about how I got over. I'm going to tell people how my divorce almost killed me. I'm going to tell people about what I've endured. I'm going to tell people because I'm not ashamed, because you have called the unqualified to do the extraordinary. And I'm not going to run from my assignment. Because let me tell you something, God gives the hardest challenges to his strongest soldiers. Paul got bit by a snake. He said, get on, let me take this. I got to get to Rome. I ain't got time to get bit by no poisonous thing. I'm on assignment. It's gone somewhere. Why? Because he understood what he was supposed to do. Because as a Roman citizen, and Rome being like New York, he knew that once he was taking it there and that he would die there, he would be able to get the Christian religion to the epicenter, which would then go through the world. He was on assignment. You know, Mr. Navalier. Wait a minute, hold on for a minute. Let me get this, because y'all, you don't mean understand this. You go up against Putin, you know you can't win. You get poisoned. They let you go to Germany to get treatment. In 2020. And you know what you do when you get better? You said, I got to go back to Russia. You know you didn't go kill you. I'm on assignment. I love my wife. I love my kids, but I'm on assignment. But you're a lawyer. You can be on a talking circuit. You can make millions, billions, and you can just play from the sideline. He said, that's not what God called me to do. He could have played ball all day. Been living in the United States, getting that paper, driving that Benzoli, talking stuff about Putin, and being protected. Because that's really what Putin wanted him to do. He got better. He said, come on, let's go back over to Russia. Huh? Yeah. I'm on assignment. 8 months before Martin Luther King died, he said, I want to live a long life. I want to see my children grown. But that wasn't an assignment that he was on. Paul got crucified, hung upside down. Peter got crucified, hung upside down. Paul got decapitated. Because they went into their assignment like, let's go. I'm ready. And you sad because you ain't got a man. You sad because you done lived a good life. And now you got a cancer, a diagnosis. You know you done spared all of that stuff that you supposed to been did, and you still living, and you upset because you ain't got no man laying up in the bed with you. We too late in the game to be worrying about things that really don't matter. We're too late in the game. You know, but before I die, I want to wear a wedding gown. For what? You a damn grandmama. You done had kids, grandkids, great grandkids, every damn thing else. And you tell me, so you won't wear a wedding gown. Cause you want to be have some little pretty outfits. Okay. And all I'm saying to you is that here are people in the Bible that walk to their death. Mr. Navalier, he said, come on. And you can't do that. And we overcome. Well, you don't understand, which I don't. I ain't never had to bury a child. But that means that part of your assignment is complete. Okay, I did that. Okay, I was a grandparent. My granddaughter died. Okay, I did that. I was married. My husband died. I did that. It's over. That assignment is over. Now, what's next? And what you'll find is that the more you ask God to use you, the less unsatisfied you'll feel. You'll be able to see glory and in everything. You'll be able to say, wow, use me as a tool. But see, God know who he calling. He had to, think about it. Don't you think Martin Luther King wanted to see his grandkids? But he knew if I keep going the way I am, they're going to get me. Mr. Navalier knew if they poison me one time, they're going to get me again. They said, why did you come back to Russia? He said, I never left because my heart is here. We always want the easy way out. We always want, as I used to tell people, everybody want to go to heaven, but don't nobody want to die. Suffering is part of life. And it make you stronger. And you know that thing that you don't want to tell somebody? Do you understand the Bible does say that life and death is in the power of tongue? Do you know it's somebody who feel like they want to take their life because they don't believe that they can survive a bad diagnosis? They want to take their life because they had to bury their child. They want to take their life because their husband left them. And here you are with a testimony. And you take that life and you hide it because you're ashamed of it. You're ashamed of it. But I don't want to tell people that I had to drink myself to sleep when I was going through my divorce. Because I'm an independent woman. I don't want to tell people that I thought I was going to have a nervous breakdown. Because then people going to look at me funny. And they ain't think I'm strong. You know what they're going to think? You're human. You're human. If you know what to do and you fail to do it, it's going to be accounted against you. But I ain't no pastor, I ain't no preacher. But when God saves your life, when he gives you breath in your body, and you choose to think about your BBL, you choose to think about your weave, you choose to think about having a boo, you choose to think about that, you telling God, I ain't got time for that. Because the things of the world have become more important to you. And you see people who got it all, and they don't want to be here one more minute. I can't think of his name, escaped me. Y'all gotta help me. The young man, a Valet, AVA, I can't remember. Number one disc jockey in the world. That boy killed himself. Worth $67 million because he couldn't deal with the reality. I just wonder how many people he encountered and whether they listen or not. That ain't your point. They took the time to tell him, let me tell you my story. How God saved me. How I was out here in them streets doing wrong, but God saved me. And they can say, what? I would have never thought. But see, suffering, see, when God lets you understand what it feels like to lose, it gives you empathy. Now whether, whatever with Donald Trump, but like he said, I know what it feel like to be charged with 4 felonies. No, you get empathy. All of a sudden, you don't care about no cancer till it hit your house. All of a sudden, you don't care about no suicide to take one of your family members. Then we all in. Pray. But when God saved you, he saved you publicly. I'm going to surrender to God, but shoot, I got to get my freak on. Shoot, I don't care. I got to get it did. Ooh-wee. God, like, girl. Hey, Sister Tracy Muhammad. God, like, hey, that little time over with. Do you know the influence that you have over people? God will and that's why I be like saying, like, I just kind of after a while I stop arguing with God because he gonna get the word in the end, but I just have to be like, well, okay, if that's what you want me to do. I mean, just think about it. Let's just talk about it. Let's just do it. Despite the fact that of my humble beginnings, I was a jury, a prosecutor. I am an attorney. I was a judge for 22 years. How dare I talk about real life things, and share my, intimate information with people, and I don't have to. Why? Because when God saves you, you got a responsibility to share your testimony. See, I understood early in the game what it was to be a public success and a private failure. I've seen people be on the front line looking good, doing what they're supposed to do, but in the inside, their mind is like a kaleidoscope. They need liquor to wake up in the morning. They need liquor to go to bed. They on pills. They 1 second from everything being destroyed, but they show up with their suits, with their Ferragamos, with their diamonds. But inside, they're a mess. And then when something breaks, you're like, because they were a public success and a private failure. They were more concerned about showing up in their Brooks Brothers suits with their spit shine shoes, looking good, than they were dealing with their own mental illness, their own shortcomings, their own alcoholism, their own addiction to pills. Because what will people say if they know that, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, you know what I'm saying? I'm an elected official. How dare I go get some help? Until it all falls apart. And then people know how you was really living. You ever seen people, you go over their house, it's stuff everywhere. Everything disorganized. They come out sharp as a tack. Always talking about what they got in the bank, whatever. A public success and a private failure. And at the end of the day, none of it matters. You can't take nothing with you. Everything you got, somebody else gonna enjoy. Live your truth. Let God use you. Use your testimony to say there is life after pain. See, it's another life after you bury your husband. You're going to be all right. Check on people. Make sure they all right. Just call and see how you doing. Oh, okay. Just want to tell you I love you. You ain't got to have no full-blown conversation. That's what we're here for. Not to be worried about being booed up and getting BBLs and getting weaves and getting breasts. We're here for a greater purpose. God ain't spared you so you can be, well, I know you call me from cancer, but shoot, I just want somebody to be laying up with and be grabbing on my booty. Girl, you almost died. Yeah, but that was 5 years ago. I took the little treatment. I'm good now. Okay. A greater purpose. Right, Alexis. But we so caught up. Well, my girlfriend, she been married 20 years. She got 2 kids, and they doing good. And I'm just trying to keep what? Stay in your own damn lane. God, what you want me to do? God might call you to the prison to be able to bring people to salvation. The Bible says that when one comes to the kingdom, the heavens rejoice. And you worried about some sex. Lord, whatever you want me to do, teach me, show me. You might be feeling like you might encounter a person and say, well, after I leave the grocery store, I'm going to go home and kill myself. And you might just say, you know what? I just want to tell you, you're beautiful. God bless you, Queen. That one word can uplift somebody. But you too busy looking at how good Rihanna look after her 2 babies, and why you only have 1 kid and you look a hot mess, or why J-Lo look good at 58 and you missed that opportunity. Well, I ain't know him no way, so they wasn't my assignment. And God liked it. You ain't getting it. All I know is this: 100. At the end of the day, don't you want to be able to say, I did my best, and it wasn't nothing you asked me to do, God, I didn't do. I served you. Because when it was time for me to go on, which we all will, I asked you to put a hedge of protection around my children. Do you know why you survived that car accident? Because your grandparents prayed for a hedge of protection around you. That's why when you got COVID, it didn't kill you. Because your grandparents was living a good life, a righteous life, and they put a hedge of protection around you in prayer. That's why you here. It ain't got nothing to do with the fact that you work out every day and you eat healthy. Oh, yeah, but that's old timey stuff. Then let me ask you a question, daughter. Why is it that when you got 3rd stage cancer, your big toe, okay, and somebody else, your breast, and somebody else got it in their big toe, they dead and you alive? Y'all took the same medicine. Y'all had the same doctors. You know why? Because your journey wasn't over. But you'll lay in that bed upset about the fact that you ain't got nobody, sad, drunk, hungover, taking pills, and you done lost a day because you allowing depression to steal a day that some people is begging just to have. It's begging. Well, I've been in my pajamas all weekend, eating bonbons. I wanted to see what Vonda Evans had to say. She was gonna dog some men, and all she talking about is this God stuff. And you done lost 3 days. And here you are, but I don't got nowhere to go nowhere. I want to go to the fine dining. I want to do, girl, stop. And y'all on Facebook, encourage somebody, jump on a live, share your testimony, be able to post something encouraging. You got stuff to do, but it ain't what you want to do. Well, I don't want all that, See what it is? I want to live a good life. I don't want nobody to die in my life. I don't want nobody to get sick in my life. And I just want to live a good life. Girl, where they do that at? Here go Johnny. You my sister because you tell and share nothing but the truth, are humbly transparent and funny with it when you need to be. Let's be real about this. This is real. And we need to take the assignment that has been placed on our life seriously. It's like them people that when you go to the medical, they ain't running from blood. They running to it because that's what they train to do. They train to stop that bleeding, to find out why you bleeding and to stop it. Stop running from what God has given you. Yes, it seems insurmountable. Yes, it seems impossible. But what about, well, wait a minute, I got one better for you. God didn't call the cancer off of me. Guess what? You got right here, right now. And you got a chance to love on somebody that will carry on a generation. You doing things and saying things that your grandmama and your great grandma did, and you still doing them now. My girlfriend told me the other day, I don't know what it is. I only ate cereal on the weekend. I said, huh? She said, my grandmother's grandmother always said, never let your child go out the house without having a warm breakfast. She said, I did it for my kids. My mama did it for me, and my grandmama did it. Here we are, generational things we passing down. Because guess what? A good name is far more valuable than rubies. A good name. Many of y'all, I say, what is it? I think, 114 people. 80 of y'all remember a store called Art Van. It ain't even there no more. You can't even find Art Van if you wanted to. You know what people realize as they journey to that fourth quarter? They understand it's about sowing in the lives of people that we don't know. Recently, there was a woman that gave an endowment of $1 billion to a medical school. And I'm going to share something of how that came about. She was traveling on an airplane, and there was a man, it was a black man, and he was a doctor. And she was a doctor. And they began talking. And he says, well, let me get your information. And he started check on her, found out she got COVID. And every day he would come and see her about her. They lived in New York. And one day she said, do you know the story of the lion and the mouse? He says, no. Will you share it with me? One day there was a lion that was sleeping, and it awoke to a mouse running across its face, and it growled. And the mouse said, listen, Mr. Lion, if you don't eat me, I promise I'll return the favor. And the lion says to the mouse, what can you do for me, little mouse? But I'll consider it. So months go by, and one day the mouse hears a loud roar, and the lion is caught in a net by man. And the little mouse gnaws open the net, and the lion falls out and escapes. What the moral was, she was saying, I'm the little mouse. And for what you've done for me, to check on me, to see how I was doing during my bout of COVID and to care about me, I'm going to give your school $1 billion so that people don't have to worry about paying for schooling so that they can become a doctor. Who would have known that the conversation that was started on an airplane would have led to $1 billion endowment? Why? Because we have to understand we're on assignment. Everybody, all the rich people, there's a club and you sign up to give all your wealth away. Because you know what you realize, once you get a million, and once you get 10 million, 100 million, a billion, that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Yeah, you can go on fabulous trips, but after you've been everywhere and done everything, it's the little things that matter. Like having that man to come by and see about her. They're having somebody care. And that she showed him by sewing into what he was about being at that university. Don't wait until you on death's bed and say, damn, I could have done so much. There was a woman I saw on TikTok, and she is she's a nurse, and she's in palliative care. They said, what is the one thing that people share with you before they pass? It's that they wish that they had spent more time to spend with people that they love, and they had done more with the wealth that they accumulated. They never said, I want to get some gators. I want to get, some BBL. I want to get my hair weed. I want to have me some booze. No. I wish I had spent more time with the people I loved, and I had done more with the resources that I was blessed to have. I'm sharing this with you because I want you over these coming days to really get still and say, God, what is my assignment? What is my assignment? Maybe my assignment is not to give $1 billion, but what is my assignment? God's going to give it to you. And when he does, when the enemy wants to challenge you, well, you got fat stomach, you bald head, you got yellow teeth, you don't got no man, you got a hoopty, but I got an assignment. I got an assignment. And I have seen generations be blessed by the generosity of one person. I've seen women who have fed the poor, whose children are alive today because God honored their request and said, will you take care of my children, Lord? Will you take care of my grandchildren? Will you put a hedge of protection around them? Will you love on them? You here today because of your grandmama prayers. Not because you so smart, you so bright, because you exercise and you take vitamins. You here because somebody prayed for you. And God honors those prayers. When you do right by God, he will honor what you ask for. It's called a covenant. Lord, bless my children's children. Put a hedge of protection around them. Let them come to know you and let them be able to get a life to you. And that's why we're here. Because they understood that if they were to do now, they could be able to, God will bless and honor what you asking God to do. You talking about a BBL. You talking about getting some man who gonna be putting that thing on you, who gonna be laying in your bed, gonna make you, they girls, stop worrying about stupid stuff. Whether it come or whether it don't, it's a whole big old world out here. And whatever your assignment is, accept it. And when God take that assignment from you, say, Lord, I hope I did my best. When most of you know, my Prince passed, okay, and that was my dog. I loved him for 17 years. You know what the challenge was for me? To love hard so that I wouldn't have any regret. So that I could put everything, so that when that assignment was called, I said, Lord, there wasn't no more I could do. I did everything I could. So that I can be able to receive my next assignment. But a dog's love taught me that. Keep fighting for what you believe, but bond it. Do this for me, Ma. Love so hard that there's nothing left. And that when it's time for the Lord to say that assignment is completed, whether it's your marriage, whether it's your child, whether it's your grandchild, whether it's your job, you can say, you know what? It wasn't nothing more I could do. I put my back into it. God got to honor when you say, Lord, put a hedge of protection around my children. Because remember this, children come through us, not from us. They belong to the Lord. Each of us belong to the Lord. And when they say you no longer need to be a parent, you no longer need to have a mom, a dad. I put my back into it. And so when that chapter of my life is over with, will I think about it? Always. But I'll say it wasn't nothing more I could do. And I'll continue to complete assignments. And I'll keep going. Because that's what God built me for. He built me to keep going. I'm like the little Duracell bunny until I just run out of time. But in the meantime, make your time matter. Stop worrying about sex, about somebody laying up in the bed with you, about about BBLs, about stomach for that. If that's what you want to do that, daughter. Because I'm about to get me some surgery. I'm just going to be honest with you because I got a fat stomach down here. Okay. It ain't going nowhere. Okay. But I ain't going to do it because I want no man. I'm doing it because I want to look at myself and say, damn, girl, I say ain't nothing wrong with enhancing you, but don't live for that. But if I get a flat stomach and I get some flat abs and some flat leg, then I'm gonna get. Don't do it for nobody else. Do it for you. And remember, ask God to take the scales off your life, off your eyes, and show me what my assignment is. Show me, Lord. And when you do, you got to remember, you got to keep going. And whatever assignment you have completed, say, thank you, Lord, for allowing me to do that. I was honored. I don't think about my job at Frank Murphy because I did all I could do. That chapter's over with. And I just pray daily that somebody else come along and do it. But I don't be worried about that, okay? And y'all ain't worried about it either, okay? When God done called y'all from retirement, you don't be worrying about who doing your job. You be like, Lord, I just hope they do a good job. But I can't worry about it because God done called me something else. Be blessed and enjoy your evening. I love you guys. Bye-bye.